Hey good buddies, what's up and welcome into the Good Buddies Anime Review. I am your good buddy Roger.
And I am your good buddy Brandon.
And this week, oh my god, we're talking about one that just finished, like literally yesterday as of this recording. We're recording on Friday.
And it is a front runner for my favorite thing this year.
Yeah, so
It's
we
currently
are
number
recording on
one.
the 21st of June. It finished yesterday on the 20th.
This will be out in podcast form on the 22nd,
Yep.
etc., etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, we are talking about Sarazanmai.
Yeah, man, we're talking about some freaking kappas.
What a crazy weird show.
Yeah, it is so
And I
freaking weird.
adore it.
And it's so musical and it's so colorful. There are a lot of things to say about this show.
Indeed there are, but before we say anything, Roger, we're going to break it on down, talk about this show, and give our good buddies...
Break it on down for you.
Break it down! But we're going to give our good buddies a review of recommendation. Do we think you should watch that? Spoiler alert, yes, you should. But before we do, Roger, if it was Boo Boo Skunk Garbage, what would you call that?
I would call it an anime, maybe not.
What if it wasn't good, but it wasn't the worst?
Anime.
It's pretty average. It was fine. Whatever.
Anime?
It's actually pretty good, though. It's not bad at all.
Animals, definitely.
But if it was awesome, Roger, if it was so good,
Oh, if it was so good, it'd be animazing.
indeed it would be. And the way we're going to get there is we're going to take 5 different categories, 2 stars each. A total is 10 stars. That's how math works. Roger, what is that first category we're going to talk about?
The first category we were talking about is the story and setting.
Second category, Roger.
The characters and development.
Number 3.
The art and animation.
Number 4.
That soundtrack.
And finally, that Good Buddies Wriggle Room. Number 5, that
Je ne sais quoi.
What, Roger, what does that mean?
I don't know what.
I don't know what. But that's how we're going to do it. We're going to get on into this, and we're going to start it off with a quick pitch. Roger, may I?
Yes, I was already, this is foregone. I am letting you take the freaking wheels because
I love this.
as much as I love this show, you were the one that really pointed it out to me and got me into watching it. So
You did tell me about it, and I don't remember you. I think
I did
I just
eventually.
tuned you out, honestly. I'm sorry.
You did. It's okay.
But, yeah. So here's the quick pitch for Sarazanmai, if I may.
You may.
Sarazanmai is a show about connections, how they are formed, how they are maintained, and how they may be lost. Be it friendships, romance, family, anything at all, this program explores what it means to be connected to someone and how those relationships can bring joy and pain. To quote the poet John Donne, "No man is an island." And then nowhere is that more true than in this anime. Now let me tell you about the butts.
So many butts. All of the freaking butt stuff.
This show is absurd, and the way that everything I just said is true. It's ultimately about forming connections and the relationships and the joy and pain that those things can bring, and you can experience just living.
Yeah, this show is a strange dichotomy.
It's wild, but it's so damned wacky.
It is.
Like,
wacky is a really good word for
let's
it.
move on in story and setting. Just get to that.
Okay.
Okay. It's about these 3 middle school boys,
Okay.
each of whom have secrets and secret connections between them. Mm-hmm. And they end up being dragooned by Kepi, the prince of the Kappa kingdom, who turns them into Kappas, and tells them you need to go battle these Kappa zombies, which are defeated by performing the Sarazanmai, which is, call it a technique, call it a spell, whatever. It's a thing they do to these Kappa zombies, in which they remove and extract their shirikodama, which is a mythical organ housed in the anus that holds one's innermost secrets and desires. Now, when they do that, when they perform the Sarazanmai,
It is all under a giant musical that's going on.
and it's incredible. It's real, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Not calypso, like a like it's
dancey.
It's real dancey. It sounds like some really great. You're gonna be tapping your toes. But when they do this, not only are they taking this creature, which I guess it's hard to talk about this without spoiling it. So really, you really should just go in as blind as you can. Please watch it.
Please do.
But you find out these are like people who have been turned into these things, and the way that they stop these giant, like, weird creatures is to remove the shirikodama, which to do so you gotta jump on into butt and pull out the butt rock.
And all these creatures, like every single fight, these creatures are like on the ground doggy style.
Yeah, they're like doggy style, and they're like on the big bridge.
Yeah.
In Akasaka. How do you say it? Asakasa.
Yeah.
Well, they're on this big ass Kappa bridge, and they're doing this thing. They go up the butt, they pull the thing out. They have to take the cap.
You gotta
our
avoid
boys,
the rainbow gooch.
Yes, the rainbow gooch. Our boys then, one of them takes it into themselves. They fly through this big water tunnel, and during that time, there are leaking occurs. Because in order to do all this stuff, in order to get the Shirikodama to Kepi so that he can assimilate it and get rid of them, this sounds outrageous. Please watch this show. But in order to do that, they have to get it to him, and when they do that, they perform the Sarazanmai, they link together their minds, and they leak. They start seeing each other's innermost secrets and shit, which is where you get a lot of the drama of this show, because ultimately, as wacky and weird as it is that they are little froggy, creatures that are jumping into monsters' butts and pulling out their butt rocks, it's about their connections to each other and the secrets they're in. And it's intense at times. It ends up becoming like a very dramatic show, particularly toward the end. It gets dark, baby.
Yes, it does.
But like they end up accidentally, sharing these secrets, and then it's the fallout after that and everything that ends up leading in. And every one of these episodes has a rad little like cliffhanger.
Yep.
It keeps you wanting more.
It does. And a lot of people kind of have criticized this anime for. I did look at some reviews, some written reviews. Have criticized it for its formulaic progression, and in the first 5 episodes are formulaic.
I told you before, like this,
Yes.
it's kind of like
it's like Power Rangers.
Power Rangers. That they're gonna fight a monster, they're gonna get beat up. Rita Repulsa's gonna make it big. They're gonna form a Megazord, and they're gonna beat it.
Yeah,
those things are gonna happen, and that stuff does happen, particularly in the first 4 or 5.
Yeah,
pretty formulaic.
These often are negative reviews, so it leads me to believe
they haven't finished it.
That they reviewed it before, they got so far and like, all right, this is going to be the same the whole way through.
It is not.
In which I can tell you right now, Brandon can tell you, it is not. There is a shift.
Yeah.
There's a shift, and at points you kind of miss those formulaic things.
Yeah, it gets wild, bud.
Yeah,
it gets even crazier.
There's an episode without singing, and they're singing, but you don't get the full little cool song.
It's kind of a bummer.
I was missing that song the whole time. Yeah. I'm not gonna get my song on this one. What the hell?
Yeah, man.
But yes, it starts off very formulaic, but do not let that fool you.
Yeah, it ends up going,
and it's the formula is there for a reason, because it sets up to this great end part.
Indeed. It takes some wild turns, and it ends up being a truly magnificent show, I think. Setting-wise, it does take place in Asakusa, which is, in real life, a heavily touristed area in Tokyo, known for the Sensoji Temple, I think I'm saying that right, which is like the oldest Buddhist temple in the whole country, I believe. That's the place with the big thunder gate. If you've seen it in animes and stuff, they'll have it's this giant freaking red gate with that big-ass lantern in it.
Yep.
Yeah, that
You've
thing.
seen it before, I promise.
You've almost certainly seen it before. It's rad. And the area, the whole city and everything is painstakingly replicated. It looks incredible. I said before, there's people who have taken shots from the show and taken actual pictures from around the town and from Google Maps and stuff, and it's 1-to-1, baby. They nailed it, and it looks amazing.
Yeah, they're getting good at this shit.
Yeah, really good. You want to move into characters and development?
Yeah, man, let's go into it.
So, how do you want to do this? Main 3, Kepi, what do you think?
Main 3, Kepi, and probably our otter boys.
Our dirty cops?
Yeah, our sexy,
otterly sexy. Let's start with Kazuki. So, Kazuki is kind of our de facto main guy. Is the first person you see. He's, these main 3 are middle school kids. They're all boys. Kazuki is, I would say, slightly troubled with some emotional baggage.
Yeah.
We find out more about that. We don't know what
the first episode, you realize that he's doing something that would be often perceived as strange.
Yeah. But we find out he's got this one connection that he truly, truly cares about, and he's going to do anything to keep it. With that, we don't want to talk about that too much because spoilers, but you really should check out this show.
Yeah.
Next up, we got Inta, who is the nerd glasses wearing soccer player. Until recently, he and Kazuki were the golden duo of their school's soccer team.
There's lots of soccer in this.
There's quite a bit. But for some reason, Kazuki's recently quit playing, and Inta is desperate to know why, because that was his bestie, his closest friend, and that's what he wants more than. That's his connection. We then have our third boy, Toi.
Yep.
He's the third of the Kappa boys.
He's our Sasuke.
Yeah, this kid's a little hoodlum. The first time you see him, he's literally breaking into a car.
Yeah. He has a ruler that he swings around like a sword and can actually cut stuff with.
Yeah, so we see.
He's got very dark rings under his eyes.
He looks real sleepy.
Yeah.
And without getting too spoilery, we do find out he has an older brother who's like a proper criminal.
Yep.
So yeah, that's peas in a pod, I guess. We then...
You would think.
Yeah, so you would think. Let's talk about our boy Kepi.
Let's talk about Kepi.
Kepi is the prince of the Kappa Kingdom, and he's ultimately the comic relief, but also like has a lot of really, really just great moments. He's this little Tsum Tsum looking dude, if you know what those are, those little like sausage looking plushies with the little legs on the bottom.
Yeah.
That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
And he's a little Kappa.
Kind of like a little jelly bean, a Kappa colored jelly bean.
Yeah. And he turns the boys into Kappas by extracting their Shikidodama. Let's talk about those scenes.
Okay. So Kepi, essentially, whenever they're going to go into do the Sarazanmai, Kepi flies into their ass.
Like at their ass.
But first, he
charges up.
You ever pulled one of those little cars back that goes forward?
Yeah.
It's kind of like he's doing that with his legs.
Yeah, he's like doing the cartoon, like there would be bongos playing if this was a Hanna-Barbera. He's like doing the...
And then without fail, every single time...
You're going to see that butthole.
His butthole puckers.
You see his butt a lot. You see his anus constantly. His little asshole.
It's just like a little X, but they do use lines and stuff around it to make it look like it is protruding out.
If you've seen that one episode of Bob's Burgers, it's basically that. Just the whole time.
Where I have not seen that episode.
There's one where like I don't remember. I think it's like her or Linda's sister or something. She's doing all these paintings of animals, but only from the back, and all of them have anuses. Like just asses. It's really funny. But like it's basically that. He's just got the constant little asterisk butthole. And there it is. And he charges up, he flies at their butts. You then go into this really abstract thing where like you see like a what's the word I'm looking, like a silhouette of this kid and like a ball, the Shirikodama, coming out of its butt, and then you see Kepi now in sort of this weird, imagine like what, I don't know what those suits are called, but like those, like the Green Man suit where like it takes up your whole body kind of thing. It's like a weird skin tight thing.
Yeah.
Where like you see him, this kid getting
it's like a
eaten.
bodysuit. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they pop out the other end of them and they're Kappa.
Yeah. They
like
come out
embryo and all. They come
out in goo and stuff.
They got the placenta around them.
Yeah. It is at first shocking.
It's fairly disturbing.
Kind of gross.
And honestly, that's one thing I have it down in my je ne sais quoi about this one. I'll touch on it now. It is not an inherently sexual thing that's happening. It does involve an asshole. So there's a way to look at that and be pretty skeeved out. Yeah, it's pretty weird. It's a weird show, y'all.
It is weird. It's weird.
It's a weird freaking show. Let's continue.
Yeah,
but yeah, that's what happens. He turns him into those things, and I will say one more thing about Kepi. Somehow, this dude is like simultaneously the goofiest character on the show and the most imposing, because this fucker has power. This is a actual prince of Kappa Kingdom, and he can mess you up.
Yep. Should
he so choose. Which is a pretty cool dichotomy. This show's all about the like, how's it so serious, but how's it so goofy? Yeah. How's this guy so weird and yet so terrifying?
Yep. It's strange. This show does strange things all the way around. I don't know how they came up with it, but it is certainly different.
It's Ikuhara, right? Am I saying that name right? This
it's him, and he's known for doing weird stuff.
Weird stuff, doing the weirdest stuff. I feel like that thing I did at the beginning where I was like, it's a show about connections. I feel like that's how he like took it to whoever produced this, and then they were like, yeah, that sounds great, hit it. And he was like, all right, load in the asses.
Yeah, get the assholes in there.
Get the assholes in.
Did you get the assholes?
One more thing to talk about, which actually is a pair of things. Ryu and Mabu are a couple of dirty cops who, without getting spoilery, they seem to have some involvement with the bizarre and supernatural happenings around the city, and they're also sexy as all hell.
Yeah.
So fucking hot.
They have their own song.
Yes, and it's great.
Yes, it is freaking amazing, and they are just the utterly sexy boys.
They are utterly sexy. That's
sexy boys.
They just sexy boys.
utterly sexy.
Yeah. They in the dub, that's how their song starts with them
Utterly
sexy, and they like throw their cop hats behind them, and it's so fucking hot.
Oh my god,
It's
it
like
is
a cabaret
fucking
show every
wonderful.
episode. It's
It is
so good.
freaking wonderful. It is. Oh my god, I fucking.
It's just
love
really
it.
fun to watch. Do we want to move on to art and animation?
Yep, let's get onto it.
You want to start this one?
Yeah. So this anime is. Oh my god, it is so. It's just like the anime's written. It's just like the characters. It's just like the stuff you're seeing. There are different things all over the place.
Yeah, it is simultaneously, as I said, like we look at Asakusa, like the city itself, and how like 1-to-1 ratio it is with the real life thing, and yet the weirdest crap is happening that makes no sense,
So
and it
all the
bends your
background
mind.
characters are just little paper cutouts.
Yeah.
Just walking around.
Yeah.
But the color used is amazing.
Yeah, it's beautiful
It
to
is.
look at.
It is bright. It is very like there's tons of color everywhere.
Yes.
Then you get scenes where there's like little. It's the whole thing switches to just a little miniature. Mm-hmm. It's just a little miniature, and there are just so many weird shifts in visuals, but every single one of them is crisp. It looks very interesting. Mm-hmm.
It works really
overall.
well.
Yeah, overall, it works just so damn well. It is amazing to look at.
There's even like
This show, at the end of the day, any critic, I cannot think of a single critic that could go on this and not still tell you that this show is quite something to look at.
Yeah, like yeah, we'll talk about that more. But yeah, it's outrageous, man. Like even that little brief like live action like stop motion kind of bit where they're like running through the gate or whatever to go fight whatever Kappa zombie. There's like little bits like that where they just switch up the animation. It's amazing. And it's also they do like not even like just during the musical numbers, which are kind of samey admittedly, but like other points in the show you'll notice them like reusing animation, but it never gets old, it never gets stale. It's just always so crisp, so clean, so good. It's never overdone, and it's honestly I'm very impressed by it.
Yeah, it's really impressive to look at. And all of the characters, I think, are designed well. They're all unique. They all have their own personality about them, just in the way they look.
Yeah, very much so.
It's really impressive what they've done here.
Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah, I have no complaints about the art and animation at all.
How about the music and soundtrack?
Oh my God! You put the Peggies in something, it's getting a 2, baby. It's getting
so
a 2.
good. So let's talk about like first of all.
First let's talk about the one from Konabun.
Yes. So yes,
opening.
Konabun does the opening. Masada, I believe it's called.
Yes.
Quite good. It's fun. It's lively.
Yeah,
it's
whenever
like a
Brandon
really
first
great
showed
intro.
it to me, I was like, this sounds like a Dragon Ball Z opener or something like that. Turns out these guys have done music for Naruto.
Yes, it works. It works very well. It's a great little intro. It's fun and poppy.
It's pop punk.
Yeah.
There's lots of woes. It's super happy. It does work amazingly, and it looks great to look at. Once again, it's another.
It is very pretty.
It's very visually pleasing.
How about the best song? The outro.
Oh yeah, "Stand by Me" by the Peggies.
It's incredible.
Also on Spotify.
Bro,
recently,
we've been jamming that.
as of last Thursday, is up on Spotify.
Yeah.
So get that on your playlist now.
It's
you
incredible.
can get Kimi no Se and "Stand by Me."
Stand by Me is amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
I tried so hard to order one of these one of these band shirts.
Freaking good.
I can't find anyone that'll like import it. I was really bummed out. I really want a Peggy shirt.
Yeah.
But yeah, the song's incredible. The visuals for that one are like super simple.
I think they're even. I like them more than they.
It's like this
the opening.
augmented reality thing where like it's just a real ass street, but like with the crazy like flashy lights and stuff, and it's really cool
and
to
then
look
you'll
at.
see like boxes and stuff coming around them, like just little outlines or
and then like
squares.
every now and then they'll be like, oh, here's like character from the show just animated in. It's really neat.
Leaning against the wall. It's super freaking cool.
Yeah, and then
oh my God,
we've already talked briefly about the music during the show, but yes, most of these episodes have at least one full-on musical number.
Yep,
which is rad as hell.
Yeah,
a lot of them have.
I'll be honest with you guys. For the most part, I'm super picky with musical stuff. And anything that could be considered a musical. Like a few weeks ago, my good buddy Brandon here and Kat were going through the Across the Universe movie or whatever.
I like that movie.
The Beatles movie.
I like that movie.
I can't fucking stand that movie.
Okay.
I hate it. Sweeney Todd, I freaking hate that movie.
Oh, that movie's garbage.
Grease, I freaking hate that movie. Hairspray, I hated it.
All right.
I've seen plenty of musicals, and I just don't like them. But this one, I fucking love.
It is
I
a
loved
musical, and it's great.
It had moments that were very FalKKone in it.
Yeah, that's something that's really interesting about it, is like the whole show just has this zaniness to it that is reminiscent of shows like FalKKone and stuff like that.
I can't think of another show that I can compare it to.
That like properly catches
which is impressive, because how many times have we reviewed a show that we're like, we obviously can compare this to FalKKone.
Yeah.
Nothing touches that.
Yeah, nothing.
This touches it more than the freaking season 2 and 3 of FalKKone did.
Yeah, progressive alternative.
Yeah.
It even this show even has like these little musical bits like during the show, like something shocking happens and there's just this little background ba 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 like kind of thing, and it's like, holy shit, like these tiny little touches still work.
Yep.
These little stings are just perfect.
It's very good.
It's just very well done. Do you want to move on to the je ne sais quoi?
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I'll go first. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just, it's so good. I can't think of many people that I would not recommend this to. And I have seen it, and Brandon has seen that it does have some haters out there.
Yeah.
And I find it wholly unjustified.
Let's say this right now, because you might look at comments on like Verve or something, and the first few I like shuffled through those, and there was a lot of people talking about it who were into it. A lot of them were just like gay,
Yeah,
and
gay.
I'm
like,
yeah,
come the
like,
fuck
honestly,
on.
First of all, let's be straight with you. Haha. Show's pretty gay.
Yeah.
There's at least one pair of characters who are like confirmed they are together and they're both dudes, and just in time for Pride Month, baby. Come on.
I would say
great.
that it holds. It's normal though. It feels like, in a show that's, I mean, obviously it's wacky, but I mean, it's like normal. This should be normal. This shouldn't be something that people have to point out.
Yeah.
Because these characters are great, and as a whole, like it does have moments in which homosexuality is involved, but I mean, do they break anything? Hell no.
No, it's just a good fucking show.
No, it's don't look at reviews like that, and don't view things like that.
I would say,
like, just don't. It sucks. It sucks that people shit on it for something like that.
That is really shitty. But I would just say like honestly, if that freaks you out, listen, try it anyway, because it's a good fucking show, and it'll change your mind.
If that freaks you out, I don't think you're gonna make it through the buttholes, to be honest.
Also, you should just do better.
Yeah,
just
be
do better.
Be better. People are normal. It's a normal thing. Normal people.
And it's a good fucking show.
Yeah, and the show is fucking amazing.
It's just really good.
And
man.
it's, like I said, it's so wonderful to look at. It's so wonderful to listen to. These sub and dub are top notch.
Yes.
They are freaking top notch.
They're both very good. I watched the whole thing subbed, and I'm going through the dub like as it's still airing, because it's not finished yet, the dub. And it's like the perfect way to rewatch it.
Yep.
It's really good. You catch a lot of
good.
stuff.
They kill it.
It's really good.
I can't think of many people that I wouldn't recommend. Maybe very young viewers. It does have some mature themes.
There's some stuff in here that so let me hit you with this one. It does feature count it one, unconscious kiss. Not cool. Never has been cool. Nope. Never will be cool.
But it plays a part in the story.
It does work in the story, but it's also like, yeah, okay. That honestly, that stuff always keeps me out. It doesn't matter where it's coming from. The other thing is, I will say that the first time the kids get capified is a little terrifying. We already talked about it a bit. The act of extracting the shirikodama is kind of freaky, and if you, as I said before, it's not inherently sexual, but your mind is let free to wander about these things, and it can skeeve you if you think about it. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that one. Like, it's weird, but I think it works. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Beyond that, I would just say it really is just a good fucking show. The whole thing.
It is. It's incredibly touching.
Yeah. It has like that goofy FalKKone feel, and still has like this beating heart that sustains it. It does get dark in the last half. Somehow it's still fun.
Yeah.
Like the whole time, even as you're watching these.
Yeah.
Admittedly, some fairly horrifying stuff. This is a show about children, and there is violence against these children, and it gets really dark.
Yeah.
But the whole thing, even then, somehow, as I'm crying, I'm laughing, because it just works. Yeah. It's that dichotomy, man.
It's overall, it's exciting.
I think that was a line.
There's a lot of exciting stuff in this show.
I believe that was a line in Steel Magnolias. Laughing through tears is my favorite emotion.
Yeah,
I never really is. That's a good fucking movie. Chick flick, good movie. But yeah, beyond that, I would say I wrote down it's not too often it's not too often I see a show that like is so fun and still manages to sell its message so well. And lastly, just one little bit here, without spoiling too much about it. There's a quote at the end of the show that I don't have it verbatim, but it's something like, "The future isn't necessarily a bright one," is a line toward the end of the show. And that's the thing. That's the whole message of the show in the end, I think. Life is beautiful. Life is pain. The connections we make can bring joy or sorrow, and we can't always choose whether our future is going to be happy or sad. But what we can choose, and what we can do, is to be there and find out if it's going to be happy or sad. And that is a fucking beautiful sentiment.
Yeah, it's a powerful message. It's
just very good.
For all the butt stuff and stuff hidden in the background, not even hidden, it's just right there in front of your face. There's like this beautiful underlying feeling and message to the show.
Yeah.
That, you know, like I am so curious as to how this show came about.
Yeah. And
I am very curious how it worked in this guy's mind that fleshed this show out, because it's incredible.
If you listen to all
this, it's freaking
this,
incredible.
If you heard all this and think, still don't know, I would say give it a shot. At least get 3 episodes in. Give it the rule of 3. It's only 11 long. It's a great show.
I would say go to 4 and watch the stinger on the end.
Oh yeah,
that one was the first one. I was like,
every one of these.
Yeah,
like,
this goes full
huge.
Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah,
you get a stinger at the end of every episode.
Yeah, you got to watch after the credits, especially on that last
after
one.
The credits
they hit
scenes,
you with like 5 false endings on that last episode. Holy moly! But man, yeah, the show's just good, and it's just good. It's just a good show.
It's amazing.
You want to hit the scores, big boy?
Yeah, man, let's hit them.
All right, how'd you feel about story and setting?
I gave it 2 points.
I gave it solid 2. Characters and development?
2 points.
2 points. Art and animation?
2 points.
2 points. Music soundtrack?
2 points.
2 points. Je ne sais quoi?
2 points.
1.5. I docked it half a point for the unconscious kiss, not gonna lie.
Okay.
But like, I feel like that's the thing, is I want to say I could tell anyone to watch this. I would tell anyone to watch this if I come across someone who's like just a real, like, if I know someone is not down at all for any kind of anything but their meat and potatoes and their white bread with their mayo, you ain't gonna watch this show. You were never gonna watch this show. So there you go. But that's a 9.5, and that's a perfect 10.
Yep, I gave it a perfect 10.
That's a perfect 10,
I loved
baby.
It. I freaking loved it.
Hot damn. It's a good fucking show.
And, you know, I will say this does get a perfect 10. Is it my favorite anime that I've ever seen? No, but it's on up there.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's really good.
I like the only people that I can think of in my mind that I wouldn't recommend this to is somebody that's just not old enough to handle the themes.
Yeah, because there
are mature themes.
There are mature themes. It does get weird.
You know, this is a show where I imagine we don't have people that young watching us.
Yeah.
So, and if you are, hey buddy, how's it going?
How's it going, you cool child?
Don't let your mom know.
Jesus Christ. Wow, that's like such... there is a way to take that, Roger. All right. Well, that's how we felt about the show.
It really takes like a freaking weird mind to say there's a way to take that.
Come on.
Awful. I'm putting this on you, dude. I'm spinning on you.
How dare you? You literally just said into this microphone, don't let your mom know.
Like, you're watching the Good Buddies Anime Review. We say dirty words and stuff on here.
We do say fucking
we
shit
say
and ass.
Cock and penis and ding dong, nipple.
Anyway, if you have anything to say about this show or anything
we
at
reviewed
all,
Domestic Girlfriend.
Please leave us a rating and a subscription and a comment and whatnot. Give us the 5 stars. Give us a thumbs up. Subscribe on the YouTube, Rapid Kick Media. Full links in the description below and all the stuffs. And we'll have the full plugs at the end of the ramble, which if you're listening to the podcast, we're going to go on into. If you're watching/listening on YouTube, hey, you'll get it tomorrow. Or maybe it's the future already. But... you got anything else to say, big boy?
Yeah, man, we're watching Agresco Season 2 next week.
Yeah, we are. Agresco Season 2.
And we're reviewing it, so we'll be in the studio hitting that up, letting you know what we thought. I'm sure a lot of y'all have already checked it out. Brandon has already checked it out.
I already watched the whole thing.
I held off, but I did watch some Kakaguri, which that one's coming up.
Yeah, I'll probably slam through part of that this week, I think.
Yeah. So, Agresco Season 2, I'm super stoked to go through and watch all of it. I love that show. We recently did the first season. A lot of people talked to us on there. They seem to enjoy it. So, here we go. We're
right.
doing it.
We gonna hit it. We gonna do it. So that's gonna be it for this review. Shout out to our good buddy Haas. Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram for the use of our closing theme on the YouTube review. That is The Buddy's Good. Again,
The Buddy's Good.
Thomas Tastes Better on Instagram is where you can find this full good music, good stuff. So one more thanks to him, and we're gonna bust on out of here and get on into the ramble. Thank you so much. We'll see you next time. Later.
Bye.